I continue presentation about rethinking of aging. This is part 7, support your immune system. As always, I recommend you to download presentation as PDF file from the link in the description. You will get access to the source of information and to the links, so you can make your own research. Please mind that I am doctor of science, not a medical professional, so don't information what I provide, it is not for medical, cannot be considered as medical advice. Make your own research. Chronic hypoxia and oxidative stress are hallmark features of aging tissues, contributing to conditions like atherosclerosis and the degeneration of the bone marrow and thymus. Under chronic hypoxia, endothelial progenitor cells, which help repair damaged blood cells, lose functionality, worsening vascular health and levels or an increasing levels of oxidative stress. Fat accumulates in arterial walls and undergoes oxidation, triggering the recruitment of immune cells and like macrophages. These macrophages attempt to clear the oxidated lipids, but form cells instead produced, which will further compromise blood flow, cause inflammation, and contribute to plaque formation. This inflammatory response leads to dysfunction in endothelium cells, smooth muscular cells, and immune cells within the plaques. Ultimately, the rupture of these plaques can result in heart attacks and strokes. Okay, this is some standard picture how this plaque get formed. So you see it's just accumulation of this fat inside the wall of the big arteries, and then the macrophages they try to clean this accumulated fat, but instead they get converted into, transformed into foam cells and contribute to the increase of the plaque. Interestingly, a similar process of lipid accumulation occur in the bone marrow and thymus with age. Both organs experience fatty degradation marked by an increase in the number of lipid-rich adipocytes, this is fat cells, in the thymus. This process called thymic involution, where functional thymic tissue is replaced by fat, leading to reduced immune function. In the bone marrow, fat infiltration impairs hematopoiesis, so the blood cell production, and weakens the immune response. This fat accumulation in both the bone marrow and thymus disrupts cellular niches responsible for immune cells production. Inflammatory cytokines released by fat cells impair tissue function, reducing T cell production in the thymus and suppressing this hematopoietic stem cell activity in the bone marrow. So you see, it's here. It is this slide. It's what is you can see that it is how the fat accumulate in thymus. In to age about 70, almost all thymus is almost all cells in thymus are replaced by fat cells, and also the size of the thymus is dropping. And in the marrow, it is similar. It's again fat accumulates, and to age like 70 or 80, it's already more than 70% of the marrow is fat. These age-related metabolic and immune changes accelerate lipid accumulation and tissue degeneration in both immune organs and blood vessels. So here and there. So in both bone marrow and thymus, epithelium stem cells are replaced by fat cells, leading to immune system dysfunction and reduced regenerative capacity. The decline in the immune system also results in the failure of immune cells to effectively clear the senescent cells, which contributes to age-related diseases and chronic inflammation known as inflammaging. Therapeutical interventions aimed at reversing thymus and bone marrow aging are still limited. Notably, thymic convolution is absent in Nakemo rats up to 11 years of age, so in total they live about 40 years. And also these Nakemo rats, they show a lack of senescent cell accumulation, and actually it is contributes to their extended longevity. And again, these animals are absolutely unique because they don't show any sign of aging during the life. So this is again how immunosenescence is leading to inflammation, and then inflammation ignites age-related diseases, but actually it is a chain reaction, so inflammation is also leads to suppression of the immune system. In older individuals, there is an increased risk of autoimmunity where the immune system mistakenly attacks healthy cells and tissues. Contributing factors include thymic involution, loss of T and B cell diversity, dysregulated immune tolerance, particularly dysregulated regulatory T cell function, accumulation of senescent immune cells, mitochondrial dysfunction, and chronic inflammation, again, inflammation aging. A possible explanation for this is the higher production of peripheral T regulatory cells. Also, with fewer naive T cells being produced, the body relies more on memory T cells, which are prone to become autoreactive and may contribute to autoimmune responses that include attacks by natural killer cells on healthy tissues. And as many as 50 million people in the US have autoimmune disease, mostly elderly people. Antihistamines can help relieve symptoms of autoimmune conditions like hives and inflammation in elderly individuals. Hives are often triggered by the release of histamine in response to immune or autoimmune reactions causing redness, swelling, and itching of the skin. Antihistamines work by blocking histamine receptors in mast cells, smooth muscles, and endothelium cells in blood and lymphatic vessels. While antihistamines do not address the underlying cause of autoimmune reactions, they can effectively reduce discomfort caused by hives. First-generation antihistamines may cause drowsiness, and while second-generation antihistamines like loratadine and cetirizine are preferred for elderly patients to minimize the daytime drowsiness. It is important to avoid using modern cosmetics at older age as it may ignite the allergic reaction. Well, I was thinking a long time that how maybe antihistamine medicine can help to reduce chronic inflammation, and they can be used as anti-aging drugs. So probably yes, it's again my proposal that I think there is some there is some nature in it. Okay, let's continue. Personally, I use 1 milligram pills of ketotifen before going to sleep. Ketotifen acts as a mast cell stabilizer by preventing the degradation and release of histamine and other inflammatory mediators such as leukotrienes, prostaglandins, and cytokines from mast cells. Ketotifen also inhibits the activation of white blood cells such as eosinophils, basophils, and neutrophils, which are involved in the inflammatory response and tissue damage in allergic and autoimmune conditions. Mast cells hyperactivity has been demonstrated in fibrotic disorders. Ketotifen is suppressing the development of fibrosis in inflamed tissues. Yes, that's okay. This is some sign that it is suppressing activity of this of collagen producing cells, and so it may be considered as a potential anti-aging drug. So again, I'm not sure, but why not? Ketotifen has a milder sedative effect compared to traditional first generation antihistamines, but nevertheless I take it before going to sleep. Also, immunosuppressants can improve survival rates in patients with autoimmunity. Long-term use of these drugs often leads to a range of adverse effects and serious interactions. So again, these antihistamines probably okay to be used as anti-aging drugs and to reduce the inflammation, but stronger drugs not recommended. So again, we see here the schematic illustration of mast cells as key players in fibrosis. So the production of collagen by fibroblast cells. So activation of mast cells in chronic inflammatory and autoimmune disorders is often associated with fibrosis or sclerosis. Again, so it is again very important, and if we suppress activity of mast cells, it can help. It can help to reduce this hyperactivity of fibroblasts. In contrast, probiotics and prebiotics, when used as supplements, generally do not cause significant side effects and may help suppress autoimmunity and inflammation. This again very interesting information, that just things which are not supposed to be anti-inflammatory substances, but they do help and suppress autoimmunity inflammation. So short chain fatty acids in particular, such as acetate, propionate, butyrate, are produced in the colon through the fermentation of dietary fibers and resistant starch by gut bacteria. These short chain fatty acids regulate the development and function of immune cells, improve colonic health, and reduce both local and systemic inflammation. Additionally, short chain fatty acids have been shown to slow the progression of autoimmunity either systematically or at specific sites. The health benefits of fermented foods, such as fermented milk, have been recognized through history. However, more comprehensive approaches are needed, including changes in the diet, supplementation with probiotics and prebiotics, physical activity, and stress management. So, human interventional studies mainly reported that short-chain fatty acids are well tolerated in humans, and they're not expensive, with no reported adverse reactions. And then again, effect of short-chain fatty acids interventions on humans was amelioration of inflammation. Okay, you see, it's again, in this case, short-chain fatty acids are prescribed as esters of these acids, but much better to produce short-chain fatty acids in your colon. So it's just we need probiotics and prebiotics. In nature, animals that consume prebiotics such as chitin and starch often demonstrate remarkable longevity. For example, snake mole rats feed on starches tubers, not on grains but on tubers. Similar to humans, snake mole rats do not produce enzymes that break down resistant starch in these tubers into sugars. Instead, they rely on bacterial fermentation in the cecum to produce protein and short-chain fatty acids. In both the cecum and large intestine, about 95% of short-chain fatty acids produced from fiber and starch are rapidly absorbed by colonocytes, while the remaining 5% are excreted in the feces. Studies in humans have shown that consuming resistant starch leads to higher plasma concentration of short-chain fatty acids. And low pH in the colon promotes the production of butyrate, which is the most healthy short-chain fatty acid, and which is an essential energy source for colonocytes, while acetate and propionate could reach the liver via portal vein. Okay, so you can go to the source formation again. So it is again interesting finding that we can reduce inflammation with short chain fatty acids, and in particular consuming probiotics and prebiotics, but also maybe this cheap, very cheap actually, drugs like ketotifen. Yeah, maybe they help, because again I have no side effect from taking ketotifen, 1 milligram before sleep only, and they're cheap, and I see that maybe again it needs some more research, but I believe that in long term it will suppress production of collagen, excessive production of collagen fibers by fibroblasts. Okay, so if you want to support my channel, please click on bell and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can write some your questions and remarks in the comments section, and even you can, in the description to this video, you can find links to my email, and so you can support my project and even participate in it. So, and I believe that again I do this job not only for me but for other people who follow me, and help them to survive the incoming collapse of Western civilization. So, okay, thank you for your time. Have a good day. Ciao, ciao.